Pakistan's prime minister just dropped a bombshell. The United States and Iran have reached a peace deal. Signing ceremony set for June 19th in neutral Switzerland. But here's where it gets wild. Let's read the fine print. First, an immediate permanent halt to all wars, including in Lebanon. Second, the United States agrees not to interfere in Iran's internal affairs and to respect Iran's sovereignty. Within 30 days, the naval blockade is completely lifted. American forces withdraw from areas surrounding Iran. The Strait of Hormuz reopens in 30 days under Iranian arrangements. That's their wording. Okay. Oil sanctions are suspended and Iran gets full access to the oil market. And this is huge. The United States and its allies must present reconstruction plans for Iran worth up to at least $300 billion. 60 days of talks on nuclear issues and full sanctions relief will also be discussed. Iran reaffirms it will not produce nuclear weapons under the NPT. During talks, the United States cannot add forces to the region or impose new sanctions on Iran. Iran gets $24 billion of frozen funds released, half before even negotiations even began, and a supervisory mechanism will monitor the deal. The final agreement gets a UN Security Council resolution, and the most important part of this whole deal is that Iran's missile program and support for resistant groups are completely off the table and not up for discussion. Iran's Supreme National Security Council declares clear victory, saying they succeeded over the American Zionist enemy. War ends immediately, they say. The naval blockade already lifted, according to Tehran. President Donald Trump called it a great deal. This will bring peace and security to the whole region. Quote, many presidents have tried and failed before me. He adds that once the strait opens up on Friday for mine removal, oil will flow again for the whole world. But wait, in that same interview, Donald Trump also said that he will restart military attacks on Iran if negotiations fail to produce a final accord. And also in that same interview, he said, as far as regime change goes, I never cared about regime change. This is the third group we've dealt with, and this is the most rational group yet. Then this President Trump says Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu is a very difficult guy, as, and I quote, he should be very thankful to us because if Iran had a nuclear weapon, Israel wouldn't be around. Meanwhile, the United Kingdom, France, Germany, and Italy say they're ready to lift sanctions on Iran following the deal. President Tayyip Erdogan for Turkey supports it as an important development for peace. Qatar's prime minister also gives his support, and the UK is also welcoming. So here's where things stand. A MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, signed on Friday. A final deal only happens after the U.S. fulfills its commitments, releasing funds, lifting sanctions, and ending the blockade. If those don't happen, negotiations might not even start, and if they do fail, military action is back on the table. Unbiased, these are their words. You decide for yourself what comes next.